It was just an old shoebox with a pink faded ribbon wrapped around. The old house was sad and sat strangely quiet. Ever since Mama graced heaven's dawn, it's like she had just turned loose of living, dutifully to follow Dad on. Brother and I had moved things for hours, loading boxes since early morning light. It was just then I noticed an old shoebox, tucked away snugly, almost out of sight. Now that's just great. More of Mom's junk. I'll just toss it in the pile with the rest. When it came to hoarding odds and ends, we kids all knew Mom was the world's best. I reached and took hold of that old shoebox. It was on a shelf just about Mom's height. Wrapped around it was a pink faded ribbon with a small bow that Mom had tied tight. I sat down and blew the dust from the top. These words in a handwritten heart I read, "My little box of treasures." Odd, I mused. What's inside? I questioned in my head. I smiled as I opened that old shoebox, for the very first thing I spied was a pair of slightly worn baby shoes with a scribbled note stuffed down inside. I was surprised to see my name written on that crinkled note so aged and worn. It read, "His first pair of baby shoes." Mom had dated it the year I was born. Then I found an old sympathy card, taped to it a tiny lock of blonde hair. The card read, "We're all sorry for your loss, and we'll be keeping you folks in prayer." Then there was a couple of report cards, old photos, and a dried up 4-leaf clover. A "Be My Valentine," and a note that says, "I love you," signed your secret admirer. Then I came to a love letter of Dad's. It was handwritten and penned in red. I held it up so I could read it better, and this is what it said. "Darling, you are my first true love, and will always be my best friend. Can't wait to marry you, sweetheart, this fall after harvest time ends." Well, my brother had made his way to the place where I sat now crying on the floor. Both of us were amazed at the things Mom kept from our lives so many years before. We laughed out loud and cried and reminisced at the marvels that old shoebox concealed. Oh, so many things Mom had collected. Precious memories to us were revealed. Each had its own unique place in our hearts, from trinkets to the golden lock. They were trophies rediscovered by us, found that day in an old shoebox. Oh no, it wasn't junk as I had supposed, but true treasures that money couldn't buy. Looking heavenward, I said, "Thank you, Mom," as more tears fell from my eyes. Time had flown. It was getting dark. The power had already been shut down. We figured we'd better lock everything up and make our way back towards town. I placed the lid back on that old shoebox and gently put the ribbon in its place. Took one more look, then locked the doors and said goodbye to our old home place. My thoughts still racing, I jumped in the truck, still quite teary-eyed. I said, "Hold on, wait just a minute," as I climbed quickly back outside. There in the front yard was the for sale sign that Brother and I had earlier put in place. I yanked that sign up and threw it in the back, with teardrops streaming down my face. We sat silent as we headed down the road, a moment neither would soon forget, for we both knew that we weren't ready to live with one more regret. As we drove down that familiar road, the old home place now faded from view. Strangely, our love for life and family from that old shoebox had been renewed. My eyes glanced down at the prize in my hand, the best treasure I had ever found. Then I smiled. It was just an old shoebox with a pink faded ribbon wrapped around. Yeah, it was just an old shoebox with a pink faded ribbon wrapped around.